Hi everyone, it's Mary. I'm sorry if I haven't done a video in a while. My grandfather passed away on Monday and it's been a crazy week. I don't know, I feel like it's the first time that I've seen somebody pass away, and it was really hard. And I don't know, it's a difficult time right now, but it's funny because my family has been amazing. There are 8 brothers and sisters on my dad's side, and 2 passed away, so there's 6 left. And most of them live here, but there are a couple that live in the Philippines. But since my grandfather passed away and we've had to organize his funeral, I have to say how amazing it is how my dad's family has just pulled together and, just worked together to try to give my grandfather the best funeral possible. So, I don't know, I was really hesitant whether or not I should talk about this because, it's not like a fun thing to talk about, but my grandfather is a veteran, and he fought in World War II. He actually was in the Bataan Death March. He lost his arm, so my grandfather actually lost his arm from here in the war, and he's actually I was talking to Veterans Affairs, and they were saying how he's a war hero because, he lost his arm. I believe it was from a grenade, and they made him march the death march, and he survived it. And then, like he was telling us, he was put in a prison cell with like just hundreds, I don't know hundreds, but just tons of people. He actually had to, they had to fight each other to get to the top where there was air. And even with one arm, he was able to get to the top to be able to breathe because they were just like pushed in there like sardines. And he was an amazing man, even with one arm. Like before the war, he was going to be a surgeon. He was a very smart man. And when he lost his arm, he couldn't become a surgeon anymore, so he became a lawyer instead. In the Philippines, they call it an attorney. And he was so smart, and he was like, even with one hand or one arm, one hand, he was capable of building shelves, and he loved planting in the garden. Anyways, sorry. I think the reason why I'm talking right now is because it's just amazing, when tragedy happens in your family, how everybody pulls through and pulls together, and works together. And because we loved my grandfather so much, everybody's just doing whatever they can to, have a beautiful funeral for my grandfather. And after the church, we're doing a celebration of life. He was 94, so he had a full life. But I think the reason why I'm sharing this with you is because I'm a grandchild, but I'm the one who's in charge, along with my aunt, who's basically doing all the financial and the paperwork part. But I'm in charge of organizing the funeral and the reception. And I've never ever organized a funeral before, but I have to say there's a lot of lovely resource, and I was very blessed because my old neighbor who works for a hospice gave me a connection to a funeral home that's just been fantastic. We've saved so much money. I didn't realize how expensive a funeral is, but with her help we were able to save some money, and I don't know, everybody's been fantastic. Even the caterer for the reception has been phenomenal. And a funeral is so expensive, and my father's family, they're all pulling together, and there was never an argument of who's going to pay for what, because my grandfather didn't have any insurance to pay for this, so it's really up to us, and everybody's just pulled together, and it's lovely to see. It's a great example for me and my cousins, and I'm so proud of them. But so apart from talking to the funeral director and organizing, is he going to be buried, is he going to be cremated, what kind of coffin are we going to have, what kind of urn we're going to get. There's a lot to know, and it's crazy, it really is. But I just wanted to show you guys, I'm using my Filofax, because it's like a project, and even though it's a funeral, it's like planning an event. So what I did, I don't know if you can see this, but apart from all my notes that I've taken here, I have this, and each section has something that's happening with the funeral. So I have the funeral services, then I have a funeral program. So we're doing a viewing on Monday, and then the actual funeral on Tuesday. So then after the funeral we're having a reception. So we're also doing a PowerPoint presentation. So I have who's in charge of that, because everybody in my family is doing something, and it's great because you feel like you're part of the whole prep and the celebration, so that's great. I also have what's happened with the catering. We have a memory board that's going to be put up at the hall where we're renting for the catering, for the reception, and then information on the church. And as things get more like I've got who's in charge of it, and then when I meet with them we'll discuss more stuff. But I have all my notes here and here and phone numbers here, so it's wonderful to have my Filofax to keep all the information in. So I haven't really been able to do anything else than just organize this, because I want it to be beautiful for my grandfather, and we're doing like a celebration of life. And my grandfather loved working on his garden, especially when he was much stronger. As he got older, he just didn't have the strength as much, but he loved flowers. So what we're going to do is, as part of a thank you for the people who came to the funeral, we're I bought like a big, I'm going to buy today, a big package of forget-me-not seeds. And we're going to put them in little envelopes and put like in memory of my grandfather. And when my father thanks everybody for coming, he's going to ask, we're going to place them in each place setting, and we're going to ask people to take these packages and plant them so that when they bloom, it'll be a memory of my grandfather. So, I don't know, there's just so much there's so much to organize, and when you're grieving, it's so hard. But I have to say, everybody's been wonderful, and part of my family's tradition. I don't know if it's a Filipino tradition or not, but there's like a 9-day prayer. So every night we meet up and we pray. We pray for my grandfather's soul. I don't know, and I just I just have to say I'm really proud of my dad's family, because I don't know, I'm just amazed. They have, like, I don't know if they asked me, but they've sort of delegated me or just accepted me as the person who's going to organize it. And even though I'm the grandchild, they didn't go, oh no, you can't do it because, you know, you're just the grandchild. They have been so good, and they have worked together, and, you know, people have different opinions. And my grandfather, once my grandmother passed away, my real grandmother passed away, he married again. And my step-grandmother, who I absolutely love too, she is the most loveliest person I know, and I consider her my real grandmother too. And, you know, like, as a family, sometimes there's different opinions, right? And somebody wanted to take my grandfather's ashes and bring them to the Philippines to be buried with my first grandmother. And, you know, we had to discuss that, but it was never like a fight. It was, my second grandmother and my grandfather have been together forever. Long, long time, too. So, you know, she took care of him, especially when he was very, very sick. So everybody respected everybody's decision, and ultimately we always said that it was her decision on what was going to happen. And when she said what she wanted, and she didn't agree with somebody else, we respected that. And honest to God, I have the most amazing family. These are like difficult decisions to make, and we all work together. And I'm so, so proud of them. So, if you guys could just say a little prayer, you know, for my grandfather, and just maybe even pray that everything goes well with all the planning. And once this is done, I think, well, basically Monday's the viewing, Tuesday's the funeral, and then my grandfather's wishes was to be cremated, but we're going to bury his ashes. Once we're going to go to the funeral home on Wednesday just to view him one last time. And then we're going to, and that's the end. So, once that's done, I think life will go back to normal again, and I can do my regular videos. So I just wanted to let you know what was happening with me, and it's hard. It's really hard. I mean, I know he was 94, but it's still hard. And he was so amazing. He was so smart, and he was so handsome. He was half Filipino, half Spanish. And even with his disability, he never ever let that be a disability. He was a good example about no matter what sort of handicap you have, you go on and you don't make that a weakness. You just go on and you do what you have to do. And that's what he taught me. Anyways, well, my videos lately have been crazy. I've been crying all the time. So, thank you guys. I'll talk to you guys soon. I just gotta get this done for my family, and then we'll go back to normal life again. Take care, everyone.